Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm spiritual coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, March 23rd, 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. It's all about my work and upcoming events. I'm also on Instagram under spiritual coach Lisa Hopp, and I'm on Facebook under Lisa M. Hopp, spiritual coach and medium. And of course, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share if you connected with this podcast and enjoyed this podcast today. You might hear a little bit of a scratchy voice. I did a little mini spring break getaway to Las Vegas, and I'm fresh back, and I'm actually recording this on an early Sunday morning, and it's early. Earlier than it normally would be. And so it was a great trip. It was good to get away. I needed a break. The weather was beautiful. All was good. All was good. So it actually prompted today's topic, because I'm so often asked this in my work a lot. And I was asked this also on this trip. Are my departed loved ones around me? Are they in heaven? Are they all right? We don't know, because physically we often don't see them. If we see them after they've departed, it's because of our third eye, not because they are still in their physical bodies and in the room. They're not. As soon as they pass away, they transition out of their physical bodies and are pure energy. We're all energy, trapped in our physical bodies, being impacted by our senses and needing to have food to stay alive and water. And after we pass away, we don't need any of that. We're just pure energy. Large pure energy, but able to feel and see and know everything about those we love. Now, why I wanted to share this important information with you is because of those questions. We're taught through ghost shows that somehow a person can be trapped, they're not at peace, they can be ghosts. And we're also taught by religion that maybe we're not good enough to get to heaven. Maybe we're too much of a sinner. There's a purgatory. You know, it's almost like a VIP club that you may not get into. Well, I'm here to kind of set the record straight, because there's a little bit of truth to some ghost hunting story shows. And there's a little bit of truth to what we can be taught through traditional religion. But a lot of it is about fear. Most. Control. Do what we say. And so that is not accurate. That is not based in any truth. There is truly nothing to fear. When you leave your physical body, you go over to another dimension, which many of us call heaven. It is a higher dimension. We are right now in the third dimension. There are creatures that are on the second dimension, such as your elves, your leprechauns, your anything truly of folklore, perhaps, would be in that not lower dimension, but different dimension. But when you go to heaven, you can go in on the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension, depending on the lightness of your spirit. But I'll tell you that no matter what dimension you go into, it's going to be better than Earth, right? Because Earth is filled with a survival mentality. It's filled with ego and fear and physical, material related things that we don't carry over to heaven. What do we carry over to heaven? We do carry over emotions. We do carry over our emotional heart. We do carry over a bit of our personality. We do carry over our need to heal, because that's based on emotions and perceptions and beliefs. And how much we need to heal is individual, but it's done in heaven. And sometimes it's dropped away immediately. We'd like to think a lot of the time. And sometimes it takes a while to work on. The heaviest healing that needs to take place is of suicide and any trauma that happens around your passing, which would be sometimes murder, sometimes being killed in battle. That's often why we come up with our ghost stories, because of the Civil War battlefields, and I'm sure other battlefields more modern as well would have more energy around them because of trauma. We have to heal that trauma when we get to heaven. We also heal our relationships with each other. We heal whatever needs to be healed so that we can happily and joyfully reside in that space. And here's the wonderful thing. We're helped. We're helped by our departed loved ones, especially ones that caused our need to heal. We're also helped by our angels, spirit guides, perhaps Blessed Mother Mary, perhaps Jesus. Whatever it takes, we are given the healing we need. We're always okay. We're always safe. Heaven is home. It is where we all came from, and it's where we're all going back. And we're given again this belief that in some way someone may not be there. When something happens, there are often people that love to scream out, "Go burn in hell." Hell is a personal feeling place. It is a place that honestly we may decide to put ourselves in as a state a bit, but we are not put there on a lifetime, no parole conviction, right? That's based in fear. That's fear given to us to behave ourselves. We're sinners. We're not good enough. It's not true. Not true. We are loved unconditionally, immeasurably. We are loved in a way that you would want to be loved, but more. And so it's so important to know that. That doesn't mean that you should do whatever you want to do and be unkind. There are consequences. What you put out, you get back. There's always karmic justice, whether it's on this earth, and it happens most of the time on this earth, or in heaven. Everybody gets what's coming to them. But what's different is that who you would choose to go to eternal damnation is not what that energy does. It loves us no matter what. And I would like to think it likes the damaged child a little bit more. Definitely loves equal to all of us. So you are seen, not only you well protected, but you are seen in that loving way. You're not seen for all the little moments you had, the choices you made, the times you were unkind. Will you get to feel your unkindness? Yes. But do you have to pay eternally for your unkindness? No. Now that may be hard for some of you who have had things happen that were unjust, unfair, painful to you. But when you get into that loving energy one day, you will understand the whys. You will understand it all. You will get to feel the permeation of that immeasurable love. and understanding and knowledge that you didn't get to feel on earth, because we can feel it on earth. And if we do feel that immeasurable love on earth, we heal everything within ourselves and across the planet. But right now, it's still incredibly hard to feel that love. But you can try to do it. Send out love to everyone. Send out love to it all. To everyone challenging you, send it out. Because it makes a difference within you and again across planet Earth. But here's also why I'm talking to you today. And most of all, it's so important for you to know that your departed loved ones are with you. They don't drop down miles and miles from heaven to be with you. And they are not stuck on earth and are stuck with you. They are around you because they love. Especially those that harmed you the most will be around you helping you, though they don't always show you that they're there. They want to make up for what they did, and they're willing to do it quietly without imposing themselves on you. It's also important for you to know that heaven is right around you. It's probably no more than an inch away from you, all around you. And there is a veil that often separates us from that heavenly space. And if we look for our loved ones, if we wait for them, if we try in any way to force the connection, it thickens that veil. But staying in the present moment and being aware of what is odd happening around you thins the veil. It blends it together. It crosses the bridge to them. It just makes you perceive and feel them more. So you can look for them, but in a way that you have awareness, not where are they out there? Show me a sign. Overly emotional when you do it will actually impair your perception of them around you. But whether you perceive them or not, they're there. There's at least 1 to 2 departed loved ones with you at all times. Not always the ones you would imagine are, because sometimes your primary one is with others on earth. But you also have 1 to 2 angels, at least 1 to 2 spirit guides, at least. Sometimes you have other masters around you as well, as I said before, like a Blessed Mother Mary or a Jesus or some other saints or larger beings. And so you're never alone. We all walk around with a bit of a entourage. And they want to be with us. They want to serve us. They want to help us. So it is all right to talk to them. What we shouldn't do, and it's thankfully not very common in my work, we should not codepend. We're supposed to be on this earth. We're supposed to be still here to impact this earth, to learn, to grow, to contribute. And so it's not that we were supposed to go it alone, but we're not supposed to depend on our loved ones to hold our hand through it. Guide us, walk next to us, sure, but not overly codependent. Which is why I feel it was in the Bible not to go to mediums. Only because there can be a codependency, but in all honesty, all the greatest leaders in the past have heard from prophets, have gone to prophets, or have been a prophet. It's another way of controlling the masses. Do not go to where you have more power, more insight, more freedom. That's what it's really talking about. And so don't let another human being, no matter who they are, talk you into giving away your power. You are made in the same likeness and image of God DNA. You get hampered by your senses, your fears, your physical body reacting to your environment. But inside that body is a supreme being that has intuition, knowledge, wisdom, and can use it. Does not have to be in fear of using it. Has everything you need to prosper and be happy and healthy on this earth. So another human being, no matter who they are, political leader, a minister, a priest, anyone, does not have more power, more abilities than you. They just chose to be in a position on earth that they're in. So meditate. Use your centered ability to develop your intuition, to go off your gut, to trust yourself, to believe in yourself, and especially to help yourself heal from your past, so that you also can be clear on what direction to take in your world. Now, when we travel on planes, trains, buses, cars, our departed loved ones are also with us. Again, we're never left alone for a moment. They check on us when we're sleeping. They wake up with us, at least one of them. They, out of love, are always overseeing us. Here are the common signs, and most of you know them because they're talked about a lot. I saw a post this morning on Facebook of someone posting that they knew the departed loved one was with them, and this is why. Here's the sign. And there are common signs. The coins are one, pennies from heaven. They also love to use dimes a lot. They can also use 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s because they circulate more than $100 bills do. And the circulation has more energy, so they can grab them from one location and put them in front of you. They can also use checks because of the ink, but they can't print you out checks. But they can get a check to you sooner because they can bypass regular mail with checks. Wings, butterflies, usually white butterflies. Birds, cardinals are the famous ones, but they can use really a lot of other breeds of birds, whatever is odd around you. Robins are also used. Hummingbirds. Some feel that feathers are often departed loved ones. I associate white feathers more with angels, but I would never say to you that if you feel it's a departed loved one, that you are wrong. I think occasionally they can use white feathers. It's whatever your gut tells you. Another common sign are using their energy to make electricity and items that require batteries to act up. So if a light brightens for no reason, there's no surge. A TV goes static. a radio plays your favorite song in a time, or their favorite song, or a song that reminds you of them in a timely manner. If your cell phone gives you a weird message across the screen. Social media, that happens to me so often, where a flash from a departed loved one will come across my social media out of nowhere in an odd way. That is heaven. They can use the internet. They can use a lamp. They can use a cell phone. They can use a smoke detector nowadays. They have an amazing ability to get their little energy finger in these things and flash to you that they are there. Another common sign. Well, I already spoke of music. If a song pops in your head out of nowhere and you think of them, it's them. Angels will use that to answer a prayer, a request. They'll pop in the answer through a lyric. Anything, let me put it to you this way. There's no coincidences. There's no synchronicities. It's all heaven. So when there's a coincidence, it's heaven, universe speaking to you. Now, if you look for these signs, you'll block them. Again, the veil. But when you stay in the present moment and notice what's odd around you, you're correct. It is heaven letting you know they're there. They're energy, and they're using their energy to talk to you, to let you know that you're not alone. Dreams. So the wonderful thing about dreams is that you leave your body at night. Your soul needs to get out. So they bridge to you. So when you have a lucid dream of a loved one, you're actually meeting them in a meeting place. I have meeting places. One of them is either the home of a grandparent or their backyard. When I show up there, I know I'm about to get a connection with a loved one. It can be your childhood home. It can be anywhere that you feel most comfortable and your soul has chosen. Sometimes they don't talk. I get that call every once in a while. I couldn't hear what they were saying. That's the veil. But I'll tell you that if there's something you really, really, really need to know, they won't give up. Most of the time it's just a connection to let you know they're all right and you're all right. And you don't need to know what they're saying. These are some of the common signs. You may have your own. Touching's big too. I get touched in the hair sometimes, or around my neck. If you sit very still and you know you're not doing it, or there's not a weird draft, it's heaven. Some of our loved ones love to comfort us through physical touch, through expression, especially if they didn't do it enough on earth. But again, even though they're with you, they're still in heaven too. They cross over the veil a little bit to be with you, but they still have easy access to it because it's right around you. And there's never, ever anything to fear. Yes, if you seek out to go to a place that's had trauma and you're antagonizing, really increasing the energy around you because your energy imposes itself upon their energy. Yeah, you can have moments where you might have some fear. But honestly, even when you visit a haunted location, as my sense is, my feeling is, as long as you're respectful, you should be all right. And if you have fear, you just simply leave. But that again is a place of trauma. And most of our existence on earth does not have trauma. The kind of trauma where it's had years upon years of deaths, or the fear of battle, murder, that type of thing. a lot of it. That is when you would have an increased energy. That is where the ghost hunting shows come from. The ghost stories come from. Because the energy is increased. But again, in your home, in your condo, in your apartment, you have visitors anyway. There's not one location on this earth that doesn't have spirit around it. Yours is most likely going to be your departed loved ones, even if you didn't know them, by the way. You don't have to know them. They could have passed before you were born, or when you were very young, but they're there. They're there to watch over you, because when they're in heaven, love increases. They hear you in every way. They hear your thoughts, your feelings, your words. So they're there as a loving, supportive source. Whenever you need them, and honestly, before you even know you need them, they're around you. So it's very important to keep in mind. So it's so important for you guys to understand that. We're so taught that when someone passes, we're left alone. And we feel alone because we don't have their physical presence with us. But they're with us more than they ever were on earth. And they know us better than they ever did on earth. They know what we need. They know how we feel. They know how we're about to feel, what we're about to say. And they're with you, as they're with me. And I love it, because they're trustworthy. There's no need to fear them. They know your intentions. They know what you wanted to do. They know how you feel about them and whatever emotions you have about them, about their passing, about whether you thought you did it right or wrong. They know it all. They understand. It is so secure. Please know how secure it is. They don't even mind when you're angry. They try to help you with that. So it's very simply, they're simply with you like that. So don't let another person tell you that that isn't the case. It is. And we all know that at our inner self gut. We know it. We're just afraid we're wrong. As we're afraid we're wrong about heaven. But there is nothing to fear. Do not let man give you fear. You are worthy of feeling secure. You are worthy of feeling loved. You are worthy of feeling happy. Thank you for joining me today. For those of you again new, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you have any ideas for topics, please feel free to email me at serenityharbor@verizon.net. I wish you a happy, secure, blessed Sunday and week. And I will talk to you next time. Thank you.